Hey everybody, welcome back to Optimism Fractal. We're here for 2025. Happy New Year. Thanks so much for being here. It's a pleasure to be with Rosemary, Tadas, Will, Abraham, Tom. Welcome, Tom, joining for the first time, and Zaal. We are returning from our winter break, and I hope everybody's enjoying it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. If anyone wants to say hello or anything, then feel free. We're going to get into a presentation, a reminder about what Optimism Fractal is, or an introduction, depending on how familiar you are, and then we're going to play our beloved Respect game. So I'll start the presentation.
Yeah, baby!
Yeah. All right. Welcome to Optimism Fractal. It's a community dedicated to fostering collaboration, awarding public goods creators, and optimizing governance on the super chain. If you're not familiar, check out optimismfractal.com to learn more. Join our weekly events. They provide a perfect place to network, make friends, and collaborate with talented builders on the super chain. And at each one of these events, we play the respect game, which gives you an opportunity to earn respect. So what we do is we go into breakout rooms of 3 to 6 people. Each person shares what they've done to help Optimism, also introduces themselves for the first time if they want, and collaborate to rank each other's contributions and then earn the respect, which is a soul-bound, non-transferable token that provides growing benefits as our reputation system expands. We produce videos of each week's event so we can help promote your work, and you can find all the videos as well as you can learn from the amazing builders in the Optimism Collective and building on Ethereum, the future of the internet. And we're building tools, fractal apps that allow people to play the respect game and cooperate with respect. You can learn more about all of these on the website optimismfractal.com. Our events provide an excellent place to develop your on-chain career and business and grow your reputation for both people who are just getting started in Web3 and for people who are experienced, people who have organizations or who are working on their own. There's lots of opportunities for everybody here, and we can all enjoy the harvest together. We have an overview of benefits and feedback and much more you can learn about on the website, including the Notion site, open source code repositories we're building, and lots of funding opportunities like retro funding across the Ethereum Infinite Garden and the Superchain. At Optimism Fractal, we're pioneering the future of governance with a revolutionary governance process called fractal democracy. We carefully adhere to our core intents, our protocol specifications, and you can learn more about how you can get involved by exploring our history and by joining the Sages Council each week, voting with respect tokens, getting hats in our robust relocation system, using our fractal apps like DAO, joining the Optimism Town Hall, which we host every other week now at 18 UTC on Thursdays, and check out the website to learn more. Optimism Fractal is founded and presented by Optimistics and is supported by educational resources by Eden Fractal. And learn more about both of these organizations and communities in the links above. And of course, we're building the Superchain together. The Superchain is an interconnected network of blockchain scaling Ethereum on the OP stack with many great networks like OP Mainnet, Base, World, Sonium, Inc., Unichain, Zora, Mode, and many others. Check out optimism.io to learn more and join our weekly events, optimismfractal.com. Get involved with the community. We'd love to meet you and play the respect game. You can check out the Gov forum to see our weekly updates about what we've been up to over the course of season 5. We're having an awesome season 5, and we're about halfway through now. And register for the events at lou.mosh/optimistics. Feel free to invite friends as well. Love to meet more people, and you can feel free to register for the other events on the Optimistics calendar too. Watch all the videos at optimismfractal.com/videos, where you can find detailed show notes from each episode, see what each builder is building, and much more. And also on the Eden Creators YouTube channel, encourage you all to like, subscribe, and share to find many more videos related to optimism and the fractal ecosystem. Some quick community news. So we are back after this 2-week break for both Optimism Fractal and Optimism Town Hall. So, and these did switch to a bi-weekly schedule as of the end of 2024. So you could see some tweets from the Optimistics here to learn about how this change was made. It was previously a weekly schedule, but for this year, at least going forward, it's on a bi-weekly schedule. And there's also some new core intents for Optimism Fractal to relate to this. You can see the snapshot proposals and more, and see the Sages Council article on the Optimism Fractal website to learn more about how we use this process to enable the community to make these kinds of decisions and much more. So also, you can check out the article that we curate a lot of the videos where we discuss this on the Optimistics blog, where we had a lot of discussions leading up to this, lots of videos where you can watch and overview benefits and so forth. So we're going to be playing the respect game now, and then at 18 UTC, we're going to be meeting for the Optimism Town Hall, where we'll be discussing several documents. So Tadas wrote a document about the meeting schedule and ways to improve the current operation of fractals. I also wrote an article inspired by that as well. So we have lots of discussions to have in the Optimism Town Hall, as well as would be interested to hear everybody's thoughts about ways to go, ways to grow in the new year and what everybody's been up to. So you can check out the Optimistics Twitter to learn more and stick around after the Respect Game if you're available to learn more about this growing together strategic evolution for 2025 and the articles that were shared and our next steps going in the new year. Of course, everyone's welcome to use the Optimistics Toolcat or the Fractal apps where you can learn about apps like Fractalgram and the Respect.Games app and the DAO software that you can use to empower your community organization. So check that out, optimistics.io/tools in the top right corner. And with that, let's play the Respect game. So I think most people here are familiar, but we're going to go, I think, into breakout groups now. And then we're going to each take up to 4 minutes to share what we did to contribute to optimism and generally introduce yourself and so forth if you'd like. And then we're going to rank each other's contributions 1 through 6. The rules of this, if you're not familiar on this Respect game article, and each person who receives a higher, or each person who reaches consensus will receive the respect token, and people will receive more respect tokens if you receive a higher level. So that's high level overview, but we'll get into it now. Feel free to share any questions in your breakout room, record your breakout room, share your screen, share any links and so forth. We'd love to help promote your work, and we'll wrap up the respect game no later than the top of the hour, and we'll aim for about 10 minutes before the top of the hour if we can. All right. If anybody has any quick thoughts or comments, then feel free. I hope that everybody enjoys the first Optimism Fractal Respect game of the new year. I'm so thrilled to be here with you all, and I'm so thrilled to embark on the new year with you all too. So thanks all and have fun.
All right. Good morning
Good morning.
or afternoon to you guys.
Yep. Well, thank you very much, Tom. And once again, welcome. It was a pleasure speaking with you before we started recording, and really
Absolutely.
appreciate you joining. Yeah, looking forward to learning more about you. And I think I saw a guitar back there. Thanks also, Zaal, for all the great with the ZAO Fractal. And as I said, Tom was telling me the ZAO Fractal and saying he loves it, I think. So very cool. And yeah, if you have any questions, Tom, or anything you want to share before we get started, then feel free. And otherwise, whenever we're ready, we can also start with the respect game too.
Okay.
All right, cool. Does anyone want to go first and share what they've been up to over the past few weeks? We normally do over the past week. Well, actually, now we normally do over the past 2 weeks since we updated the schedule. But I suppose being that we haven't met since mid-December, we can also share what we've been up to since then. So feel free to share what you've been up to over the past few weeks when you go. Abraham, Zal, would you like to go first, or Tom?
Well, I'm not ever shy. So basically, I have been uh, participating in the ZAO Fractal now. I don't know. I think I've joined maybe 5 or 6 times now. And so getting to, the feel of that and definitely being part of that community, it's a lot of fun. And so for me, yeah, I'm very interested in learning more about the whole ecosystem of Fractal and how that can be applied to other groups. And I'm part of an organization that is just in a major growth learning mode. And so this is around a rights management, media rights management application. And so it's ecosystem, everything related to how people bring their media to public. And so we're dealing with very high level, Hollywood and international IP. And so it has the potential of being far reaching, but at the same time, baby steps. So at this point, I'm new to this, so I'll just say happy to be here. So
All right. Sounds great. Well, thank you, Tom, and you're very welcome. So we usually take up to 4 minutes, but we can also take up to 5 minutes each person too, because we have 4 people here. So you only took about 2 minutes or so there. So if
oh,
you did want to speak and share any more details about yourself or that
sure.
project with rights, and also perhaps if you're familiar with optimism and any relation you have with optimism too, that might be interesting to hear. But yeah, feel free to share anything else if you have on your mind or you'd like us to know.
Hey Z, there he is in the car. He's going to the yeah. What are you getting for lunch, Zol? That's all I want to know. Anyway,
I just had
so
some Zaxby's. I didn't want you guys seeing me stuff my face.
anyway, I wow, there's so much to talk about the journey, but ultimately I come out of being a network engineer, project manager in IRL space, anywhere from network infrastructure to software to smart grid to uh, you know, product management. And so now in the role of head of product for Right Studio, trying to build the architecture for the product, working with development, of course, and the management team to really decide course and technology. So definitely I'm deep in the weeds in Web3 and they are not. So being able to bridge the gap between what um, I know is very complicated and what they don't know that is complicated. And so it's an interesting moment for me in that. But I'm also very busy in performing, writing my own music. I've been a guitarist since youth, and now I'm doing a lot of digital uh, programming as well. So I'm not saying electronic because I go anywhere from R&B to to trap, and so I just go where where the music calls me. I'm very eclectic in that way, but I'm not bounded by a genre, put it that way. So at this point, NFT Music Hall, where I'm part of a number of communities that have somehow landed in HyperFi, big time HyperFi. I don't know if you heard about their coin drop a few days ago. It just was completely crazy, and the community has been around for a long time, and for them to show up big in the virtual space, virtual world. Um, Cabal. I mean, it's really exciting for them to have this day and for us to have a platform that's going next level. Just like Decentraland kind of went to 2.0, so is HyperFi, and the realism of this environment is just epic. And NFT Music Hall has been rebuilt there. So, in many other places, I mean, uh, there are so there are epic 3D artists there in that community. So, and Zal's almost, he's just touching it because it's so amazing, man. Anyway, good to be here.
All right. Super cool. Thanks, Tom. Fascinating to learn about all you've been up to. I'm looking forward to learning more about your work and Empty Music Hall and HyperFi and everything else you shared there. Feel free to share any links if you do want to share links to what you've been up to. I haven't heard of some of these things before. And you can feel free to either share them here in the Zoom chat. We could also share them in the Discord channel as well for Optimism Fractal, and you can share the link there. And then, yeah, looking forward to collaborating too. You mentioned learning more with the Fractal ecosystem and maybe integrating more with Web3 with professional work and so forth. So happy to collaborate with all the Fractal stuff we're building here, as well as Ethereum and Optimism ecosystem. Lots of ways that we can collaborate and grow together. So yeah, I'm looking forward to learning more about your work and appreciate you joining.
Excellent. Yeah, I did actually release my last NFT on Optimism through Zora. So just to
All
let you know.
right. All right. Very nice. Well, I'd love to see that. I'll share the link to the Optimus Fractal Discord now. And if you'd like to join, then you'd be very welcome to share it there. And I look forward to seeing it. And if you want, you can pick somebody to go next whenever you're ready.
Sure, Abraham.
All right. Let me see what I got here. Okay, so um that is actually this is a really cool thing to hear about. Tom, I loved hearing about the rights management and just how those it's I did a project for Disney a while back, and I know how important those things are in the background of things to actually give the experience that people want and need on the front end. So it's kind of interesting to hear that about that kind of stuff again. Um, so for me, as far as optimism goes, I definitely I've become following more closely the delegate communications and trying to get myself more integrated into the voting process. I've been a delegate for a while, but I haven't been as active as I feel like I would like to be. And then the big thing that I did is I got super inspired over the Christmas break and I did an update to the UI on Fractalgram. So that was fun. You'll notice things like a cool different button when you log in, and hopefully there's actually a bunch of bug fixes that went into. So there was a problem with rankings. There was basically just some slowness, and actually the first full integration with OrDAO. So we completed the ability to be able to push to the blockchain. I think there's still a little bit of bug work to do there, but it's it's working and it's exciting. It's also pushing to OP mainnet. It was just on Sepolia before, so we're live on a OP mainnet for the respect tokens, and yeah, so all that exciting stuff. I'm currently working on trying to get organizations built in. So right now, obviously, you just log in. You see, if you're an administrator, you can see this big list of people, and so I'm building the ability to kind of segment it out by organization so that you can see your organization. And Eric has some other interesting requirements. So I got permission from my work. I work at Buildium, which is a real estate management platform. And so we are going to be able, so I'm a chapter lead there. So when all of the different groups send their representative for the front end work, we're actually going to go through there and try and do some interesting things around getting people motivated to contribute to the chapter, to contribute to organization-wide goals, to, just get more engagement. I think sometimes when you have these sort of volunteer organizations, it's really helpful to just have some both intrinsic and extrinsic motivators. So that's really cool. I'm excited about that, getting permission to use that, but it also means that there's some pressure to push this app forward a little bit faster. So, so that'll be interesting to see. I'm pretty confident I can get that organization thing up and running this month. So that's the goal. I've gotten SQL stuff done so far, and I need to write some connectors and just get the UI updated. So that's where I'm at. What about Dan? Let's see what you got.
Okay, sounds great. Well, thanks, Abraham. If you did want to add anything else, then feel free. I'm interested to hear more about the Buildium stuff that you got going on too. But I'm happy to go if you want to wrap it up there. But I'm curious if you started that with that yet, or if you want to provide any more details and so forth. But if you want to keep it up to share later, then you can feel free to, of course, no pressure.
I got permission from my boss and also from some of the other leaders to use it. And there's an organization-wide problem with, so we have these chapters across the organization. There's like a back-end chapter, there's a UI design chapter, there's a front-end chapter, and they're basically standards bodies right now, but there's a desire to have them be able to operate a little bit more cohesively, where, people are really like in their team, their bonuses tied to their team and stuff like that. So what we want to do is kind of open that up so that the organization can kind of breathe a little bit and work interdependently better. So that's kind of the goal for it. And I got permission to use it. I pitched it to the group. I told them we're going to be using it in the future. Everybody was excited, but also just like a little bit like, what is that? The interesting thing I found, Dan, you'll love this, is just that I have described this tool to dozens of people. And specifically inside my organization, people, they're kind of like, they've been at the organization for a while. New things are not always, interesting, but every person I described this to, they were like, wow, that's a cool idea. Like, I'll be interested to try that. So I was really excited by that, just that, getting good feedback. And of course, the stuff with Eric is going to be fun too, where he's got some groups that he wants to test it with. So it's great to see people, getting some adoption, and I love the fact that we're kind of just facilitating, more optimal human collaboration. It's great, and that's the goal.
Awesome. Well, glad to hear. Thanks for the additional insights and sharing that with your people at your company. And I've also experienced the same thing. Most people I've shared it with really tend to like the idea of it. So really glad to hear it and hope it goes well. Feel free to let me know if there's anything I could do to help support there. And yeah, I did some research into Buildium and seems like a great company. It's quite a large and successful company. So hope that it works out well for them. And yeah, I think it could be a lot of potential to implement the respect game and the benefits of optimism more in organizations like Buildium. So thanks so much, Abraham.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, if it works with the one chapter, I think we've got 4 or 5 other chapters that would probably come on board if we can get it to go on one. So I'm excited and just really trying to get it right.
Okay, very cool. I know a couple people who have implemented Respect Game into different businesses too. So if you want, I can help you. I don't know, maybe talk with them if it'd be interesting for you. We can connect afterwards if you'd like to hear about their experience or anything like that.
Yeah, maybe some. I don't know if there's ways to tweak it or things that they've encountered the pitfalls or something. I'd love to hear that. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, sounds good. You're welcome. All right. Well, thanks so much, Abraham. I'll go ahead now and then we'll pass it to Zal when he's ready. So I'll share what I've been doing to help Optimism now. Of course, Zal, if you did want to go before me, if it works out for your schedule, then I'm happy to pass it over to you. He's giving me a thumbs up, which I guess means I'll go first. I see Zal is joining now, so I'm going to actually admit Zal. You're joining from another computer, I guess. Okay, I'm going to assign you to this room. And Zal, did you want me to go first, or do you want to go first? Do you have a preference? Oh, he's gone.
You're good to go first.
Okay, sounds good. And thanks also, Tom, for sharing the links, Hyperfi, and in your website. Happy to share it loud if you want to, but I'm looking forward to looking into those more deeply. And I will share what I've been doing to help Optimism this week. Oops. So I have a little slide here that I'm working on that's kind of like an introduction to my role that I try to share because it's tough to share everything I'm up to in 4 or 5 minutes. So I'm just going to have a quick share. I do a lot of stuff in the background and different leadership roles, working to host these Optimism Fractal events and the Eden Fractal events and Optimism Town Hall events, and generally help these communities as much as I can. And then leading Optimistics team and Eden Creators team, helping to coordinate the technical development and the marketing and the video creation for these events in these communities. So there's a lot of work in the background facilitating the events and coordinating with various developers and marketers and so forth. And lots of initiatives going in the background too with fundraising efforts and campaign development to help people understand the benefits of a fractal democracy and respect game and so forth. But you can learn more about me at dancingjoy.com, where you can find an overview of my work and so forth. And I'm going to share some highlights of things I've been up to this week. So I suppose one of the main things I've been up to this week, or actually the past few weeks, is working on the strategy for fractal communities and the fractal ecosystem in 2025. So this is we're aiming to empower Optimism Fractal to better achieve its intents of fostering collaboration, awarding public goods creators, and optimizing governance on the superchain, and generally help all the community members at Optimism Fractal, as well as all the other fractal communities like Eden Fractal, ZAO Fractal, communities built with Respect.Games app, and so forth. So I put together this proposal for the Optimism Town Hall that kind of summarizes some of it over here. I'll go in more detail about it during the town hall. But some of this was inspired by a blog post that Tadas wrote that I read quite a lot. And then I did lots of thinking about it. And then I wrote another document that's quite detailed with 2 proposals for trying to hone in on the best strategy for 2025 for fractal communities and helping Optimism Fractal succeed as much as possible. So I'll get into more details there, and then I'll show a brief overview. So I wrote this article that you could see much more details here, talking about synergies between Optimism Fractal and Eden Fractal and growing together, and how we can best position our communities for transformative growth and grow these, be able to attract more funding and build institutions and build more helpful software for people to cooperate and coordinate with the respect game and fractal democracy. So a whole bunch of stuff in these articles here. I also propose Eden Fractal Intents. This word is still a work in progress, but it's aiming to align the fractal ecosystem around increasing the engagement of the respect game, the utilization of the respect token, and the funding of the fractal ecosystem. And there's much more here that I can go into another time. And also proposing Eden Fractal Cagendas as well, which is being able to vote with respect on different topics for as a way to support the Fractal ecosystem and help provide deliberative spaces for key discussion topics to help Optimism Fractal and all other Fractal communities succeed. And then with that too, I also organized the Eden Fractal community Notion site. There's been a lot of strategy documents I've been working on for this past several months. So I made them all a bit more organized and a bit easier to see on one place over here. And I also added that to the Eden Fractal website. And then I also worked quite a lot over the break on improving the Eden Fractal blog. I added 8 articles here that previously weren't here. Some of these are from the Optimistic site that I copied over, like the respect game, and I improved the imagery for that and respect tokens and fractal democracy. And then I also added some historical context about fractal democracy and the respect game, like this article about molecular animals and the foundations of Eden. I started working on a beginner's guide to fractal governance. I worked on an article about fractal applications and open source software for collaboration governance. And then I also went into kind of the history of the fractal communities, and specifically Eden, because a lot of people don't realize that Eden has been around since 2021. And we've been working on these fractal democracy concepts for about 4 years now. So I tried to curate and organize some of the early work that we did with upvote elections, where there was hundreds of participants who joined in this fractal format to provide like a overview of the different software and different initiatives that have happened in fractal democracy to help improve the understanding of fractal democracy and the understanding of how these can be helpful throughout society. So there's that. I just remember too, I just updated, one of the reasons why I updated this was because I updated the fractal decision-making process article, and I provide an overview of lots of different fractal decision-making processes here. So I also worked on several of these articles as well to provide a concise overview of all the fractal decision-making processes, as well as I provide an overview of different fractal experiments with using fractal processes in different contexts, such as for musical collaboration and for video collaboration, where there's videos here, and also kind of like idea games and different implementations of the respect game. Fractal fiction, which is thing where we made a novel together with fractal democracy and the respect game, fractal DJ, and so forth. So worked on these articles, put them together. This one I also added a lot of new stuff about the philosophical foundations of Eden and molecular animals, and curated some detailed resources. I also added these to the fractal democracy article. I think I've probably been going for just about 5 minutes at the timer, so I'll wrap it up. But you can check out the Eden Fractal blog to learn more. I'm aiming to provide a helpful resource for everybody who's interested in specifically learning about fractal governance and fractal decision-making processes, as well as the apps and the tools that enable us to implement these processes, enable more people to understand the benefits of it, and so forth. Also worked on an article at Fractal Ecosystem and have lots more plans for the Optimism Fractal blog, or the Eden Fractal blog, and the 2025 strategy for the Optimistics team. I've been working on formulating this as a combining. I was also helping Rosemary a lot with AI workflows to improve our promotions, and I made some promotions here. I also attended a office hours hosted by the Ethereum Foundation too, and I'm working on an application for a fellowship with the Ethereum Foundation, which I can share more about in the next event. And then I've also been reading up on a lot of the stuff going on in the Optimism Collective Governance Forum, and also learning a lot about AI agents too from Bankless and several other channels. So learning how we can use these AI agents to more effectively support the Ethereum and Optimism ecosystem and the Fractal ecosystem as well. Thanks, Zaal, for the balloons and the claps. I appreciate all the hearts and everything you shared there. And I can pass it over to Zaal whenever you're ready. Thanks, Abraham, as well. Much appreciated.
Awesome. What's up, guys? So, in the last few weeks, what have I been working on? I've been improving our hats tree. So, I started to slowly incorporate and onboard some more folks. So, we got a couple of different visual artists, a couple audio artists, and then we actually got, I'm not sure from where or how people found out, but we have some 43 folks, there are 42 other folks that have claimed this entrepreneur hat, seeing the hat tree from somewhere. So that's kind of exciting. So we have 42 new folks that we need to reach out to their wallet addresses. One of the big things we did over the last couple of weeks was include our Zao visual artists, and we created a certificate of participation for them. This we emailed it to all of them so there's a PDF. And then we gave each of the folks that gave us their Ethereum address as well, an on-chain version of the certificate in our tree to be able to showcase that. And not much more on the hats. So then we've had a bunch of different new proposals be approved by the ZAO, and have been recently getting 3 or 4 folks for each proposal, which has been great. So some of our proposals have been for distributing out Zao tokens for individuals that contributed to Zao. We transitioned our update we transitioned where we give points for introducing yourself from the Discord to the Charmverse as another proposal that got approved. We also included some of the curators as a part of our event that curated the event to get some Zao as well. And then we also just recently proposed a Zao Palooza for the first event reward drop for the folks that were there and helped out with that. Now that we're pretty deep into it, it's great to be able to re-reward some of those folks. And then recently, I just made a proposal for 2025 to transition us into 2025 and to scale up to double our rewards and create asynchronous contributions. So we're essentially doubling our rewards so that asynchronous contributions will earn 9 points. There's a lot of folks that can't make our time, unfortunately, because the earliest I can do is 6 p.m. Eastern since I work full time. And there's a lot of folks that I think that would be able to participate and share what contributions they've been working on, and would love to get those folks to be sharing stuff. So this is a proposal that's currently out there that we are waiting on for a couple more days, and we'll see how it goes. The last thing I did for me, the big in the last couple of weeks, was I finished organizing my off-chain data sheet of where everyone's getting respect tokens. So I have different forms of Zao tokens. Some are from the respect, some are from people being on our website, filling out the form or giving an introduction. Some people are participating to our newsletter. Some people are hosting our fractalgrams. And then some people are helping out with the Zao festivals. So this just kind of Airtable lets me split all of that up and include everyone's wallets as well, so that I can easily use this currently to add to our current token. But if we ever need to transition to a new token or start a new, having all the data here to be able to copy and to be able to reuse if we end up transitioning to or DAO concept or something else after that. Just being able to have this data set's great. And my goal in the next week is to share this publicly on our Charmverse as well. But yeah, that's mostly what we've been cooking up. Really taking a lot of time to use the momentum from Zaucella to help see where we can have supporting folks for different events that are coming up in 2025. We also got cold DM'd by a protocol called Thrive Protocol that has $75 million in funding from different applications around the ecosystem. So we've been working with them, sharing some of their stuff out, playing around in their ecosystem, applying to some grants on their end to see what we can do there, to see if we can get any of these projects some funds and focus some energy in on that. So we got a lot of ideas cooking, a lot of things in the back end, but the goal over the next couple months is to really focus in on our fractal, improve our Charmverse and our hats, and really get the DAO organization all in order. So that's kind of where we're at and what we're cooking up.
All right. Sounds great. Thanks all for the updates. Love to see all the progress you've been making with the ZAO Fractal and the ZAO community as a whole. Really appreciate it. One thing I wanted to add too, real quick, on top of your presentation, or just something you mentioned, was you mentioned that you're using Charmverse, which is it's great to see how you're implementing Charmverse with the ZAO Fractal. And I forgot to mention one thing I did over the break too was I met with Vlad and Jorge and Pascal about the Respect.Games app, and I'm helping to develop the strategy for the growth of the Respect.Games app. And the Respect.Games app is available too for asynchronous respect games too. So if you want to try using that, I know that Vlad and the others working on the project are looking for people to test it out. So if you have any questions about that, or any way we can help you try out the Respect Games app, then we'd be happy to help out with that and for the asynchronous contributions as well.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a place we can go in the future. I just don't necessarily want to do all of the respect part with the asynchronous yet. And just offer the opportunity for people to start posting it. And then when that gets more consistent and we have more than one or two people posting it, then offering that potential for maybe more than 9 points if you guys get together and continue to do this respect game. Forgot to mention, we also use Abraham's Versal App location for our voting this week, which was awesome. Everyone enjoyed it. It took a little bit for the first one, but I think as we transition into consistently using it, and folks having their accounts, and it being upgraded slowly along the way, it's going to be a great transition. So that was really fun. And we had our 33rd respect.
Okay. Congratulations. And congratulations on the first respect game of the new year. And glad to hear it all went well. And glad to hear, of course, you're using Abraham's app too. So great to hear. If there's anything else you want to share, Zal, or anybody else wants to share or ask each other's questions, then feel free. Otherwise, we have about 15 minutes left to reach consensus. So we can start up the respect game app too. Wondering, should I set it up? Or Abraham, do you want to start it up?
I'd say go ahead, Dan, if you want to, and maybe if you wouldn't mind sharing your screen, I'd almost prefer to observe, and then I can see if something goes wrong. I can like try to fix it later.
Okay, sounds good. I mean, the only thing is I don't know if I want to expose people's emails because they might not want that. So,
Oh, yeah, it's true for the recording. Okay, I'll start
yeah.
it then.
Okay. Hey, okay, sounds good.
Okay, so let's see, we got.
And also, I'm wondering, yeah, it looks like Tom has created. I guess he already created it for the ZAO Fractal.
Yep, we did.
Nice.
It's Zaal P99. Okay, got that. And then Dan. There's Dan at Proton.
Mhm.
And then there. Okay.
Also, you have a bunch of emails here, Abraham. I would get confused with which one to add.
Yeah, I know. Well, I got to get my tests out of there, but
Yeah.
the problem is I kind of need them sometimes too,
Okay,
because
no
I like
problem.
when I'm testing it, I have to have a bunch of fake users. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna set I just need to make a special role for those so we don't have to see them in here. But
Okay.
that's part of the organ.
Maybe you can make some Abraham AI agents so you can play the respect game with yourself more often.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
curious, where are you pulling the information from right now?
This was the respect dash game dot Versal dot app that we signed up for earlier this week.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you log in with, where it grabbed the email from, but I don't know. Did you log in with Privy or your wallet?
You know, I'd have to double check. It's most likely either my Google, my Gmail, or but I'm on my phone. Unfortunately, my combined office, my wife has shall I say dominion of it right now. So I will have to check out. I'm just
Well,
gonna
I
log
think
in
you
really
could
quick.
potentially log in with your email and you don't have to necessarily do it with your wallet, which is cool.
Right.
Now that you've set up your email.
So let me just see if that is correct. So
Yeah, we
I'm
might have
in
to.
there with my Gmail. So oh duh, right. Um it's all coming back to me now. No, I went in there with my wallet, and unfortunately I can't do it on my phone. Faisal.
It's a good question. What are we going to do?
So
Probably just create another account if you want.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
Just log in with Google or something.
yeah, I'm in there right now. So give me a second.
Yeah, sometimes it gets stuck where I think when you're creating a profile, you just have to like refresh the page. I've seen a little bit of weirdness there, but it should be okay overall.
Because I'm under the one to use right now. I think we went through a couple iterations. The one to use is Falens.eth.
Yep. Okay, so in your homepage, if you see play along the left-hand side, or yeah, I don't know if you're gonna on mobile, you're gonna see that play. You might actually.
You mean
have
in
to-
Fractalgram?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's I'm stuck on the account creation. So,
Okay.
and obviously, in that case, it's going to be just a whole new account, right? So,
Yeah. So you created and typed in your profile.
I was lagging on it because I was hoping I didn't need to. But anyway,
Okay.
I'll just say Falens dash.
what you should be able to do is get past that by just changing the URL, I think. But yeah, I haven't really tested on mobile a lot yet.
Okay, I'm sorry. So I shouldn't be on profile?
Yeah, see if you can just go to the get off a profile and just like go to the base
Yeah,
respect game
it
Versal App.
automatically extends to profile if I
Station.
get rid of profile off the URL. So
Oh.
maybe respect-game.versal.app slash something else.
Slash play. Try that.
Play.
That's what I have.
Yeah, maybe that. That should show you your
Nope.
session.
It pushes me because obviously I'm without the name, username, email, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't let me in. So let me just do that
Yeah, I
really
think I
quick.
would need to link your different. You probably have sort of
It
it's trying to
can't.
create a second account for you. Okay.
Yeah. I could
Sorry.
just make this my, lens in the OP fractal. Lens dash OP. How's that? That's my username.
So you were in good shape there. I'm a little like about the whole Solomon thing, but whenever it has a widescreen ready.
It might complain with having too many accounts with the same email. So,
It won't. I don't think. It's all based on wallet address. So hopefully, as long as Privy's happy with you, fine.
So I feel like when you said it would be on site to get it right.
Okay. So you should be able to find me as username Falens dash op. OP.
Dash.
Or just name is lowercase Falens.
Ah, I see you. Okay. All right, so I can do Falens. I can grab my account. I can grab Zaal, and I can grab Dan. Okay, cool. Sorry about that, Tom. We'll get that worked out. Go. So
Well,
I'm gonna
this is
create.
great to know
Yeah,
because I'm
it's
sure
just a
we'll have
little.
folks that are only on mobile as well at some point.
Yeah, it's key. Once you get in and you use the same account again and again, it's easy, but getting on board is a little tricky. Just the main problem is that I've made it pretty secure, so like people can't actually hack into it and steal your email address and all that stuff. So that's the sort of the downside of making it really secure. Is sometimes it's hard to get into, but it's better to start that way, I think.
Yep.
All right, so Tom, you should see on your if you go to play, you should be able to see a session that you can join. Is that showing up for you?
Let me give that a shot here. Yes, sir. Joining. Okay.
Cool. Okay. So we should be in, everybody else should be in session 95. You can probably see it by your URL.
Yep.
Nice. Dan and Zaal, you guys good in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And so everybody's ready. We have one vote cast with 4 attendees. So now we can start with voting. Thanks, Abraham, for figuring that all out. And Tom as well.
Yeah, sorry about that.
All good.
See.
All right. So now we're voting on who you think helped Optimism the most recently. And we have 2 votes in. If anybody has not yet voted, then please do so. We'll also try to wrap up. I got a message from the other group. They're back in there in the community room. So whenever we finish, we can head back and say hi to them. But in order to move on, we do need more people
Oh,
voting.
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's missing?
I think I saw Zaal wrote a pull request on the repository to make it so you can tell who voted, which would be an interesting
Yeah.
feature.
Okay, we got
There we go.
consensus.
For me, it still says 2 out of 4 votes. I don't know. Maybe it's not reloading or something like that. Maybe I'll try
It
refreshing the
says
page.
3 out of 4 for me.
Yeah, it says 3.
Okay.
Okay.
3
Yeah,
cast.
it says 2 votes cast by 4 attendees. So, but Abraham says we have consensus though. So maybe,
Yeah.
okay.
I see it as well.
Who do we have consensus on?
You.
Are
On
you?
my train.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone.
Congratulations.
If you-
Much
If you can't
appreciated.
see that, do you not?
I
If you refresh
see.
the page, does
Maybe.
it?
I just tried refreshing it and I don't. And I see. I see. I had voted for Zal and somebody voted for Lens. I don't see any votes from me or Abraham.
Weird. It seems like it's not updating for you.
Okay.
Interesting. All right, I'm gonna let us go to the next level.
Okay.
So we should be seeing level 5 now.
There we go.
Nice. All right.
So I'm gonna have a call with Sean next week and we're gonna talk
And for some reason, for me, it still says voting for level 6 with 2 votes cast. So maybe I'll try rejoining. This is session 95 or 96?
95.
Okay, 95. Let me try rejoining again. Okay, now I can see level 5 and 3 votes cast.
Oh, nice. Good.
Okay. And I see we have 2 votes for Zal, 1 vote for Abraham, and 1 vote for Tom. So is that right?
Yep.
Zaal
4,
took it.
4. Yay, Zaal.
Go Zaal.
Okay, there we go, Zal.
All right, I'm gonna push this to the next one.
Okay, cool. I like the background too.
Thanks. Yeah.
Little fractal there.
Yeah, I was thinking it kind of is like we want it to be all sort of intertwined and collaborative like cells.
Okay, very nice. And it looks like we have consensus on Tom at level 4. Is that
Nice.
right? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that
All right,
means
let's see
Abraham's
if we
level
can-
3.
See if we can. Oh, it wrapped up quickly. That's good. It was taking a long time to get to the final consensus page. Are you guys seeing final consensus now?
Push
Yes, I
on
do.
chain.
Yeah, it looks
Yep.
nice.
Oh,
So-
I wanted to mention this to you as well, Abraham. It looks like the last one
Oops.
is a -1. I also had the same issue with five
Huh.
people in one. It went 6, 5, 4, 3, and it skipped 2 and said 1. Just FYI.
Okay. Yep. There was a bug around that I was trying to fix. It looks like I need to do a little bit more work on that one.
Yeah, that's right. It skipped 3.
Okay. So rankings.
But it's cool that we can push it on chain now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things you gotta keep iterating. And I heard who was it? Jesse Pollock, the guy that is in charge of base, he was like, if you're not slightly embarrassed by the things that you're pushing out, you're probably not developing fast enough. It's like, makes me feel better.
Hilarious. Percentage cringe.
Right?
Yeah. Nice.
It needs to be at least 75% cringe for you to be in the validated section. Yeah. Hilarious.
Do
Well,
you need ETH to push your
I do. And I'm an island. So yeah. Is it a requirement for me to push or does that like cause the whole thing to fail if I'm not?
nope.
No, it's sort of at this point, I am actually working on a something that where at least what is it? I think at least 2/3 of the people have to agree and submit the proposal. Wow, the proposal worked.
Okay.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm actually going to ETHDenver, and so
Oh, yeah?
I'm gonna get my wallet straight on my phone before. I just
Okay.
have hesitated because it's if I lose my phone,
Well, I would have a
We should
backup.
connect there. I'll be there too.
Yeah,
Oh, right
same
on.
here. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Oh, nice. You're going too, Dan? All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, definitely. It was awesome. It was awesome connecting with you last year, Abraham, and
Oh,
I'm so glad. I think I'm gonna go for longer this year, maybe for a week or two.
okay. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
doing the
wow.
whole week.
Nice.
You guys skiers?
I haven't skied before, but I was thinking about trying it for the first time, as long as I don't break bones.
No guarantees there.
Yeah. Okay, well, maybe for whatever reason, I'm having an issue with logging into the app right now. So I wouldn't say it's cringe at all because the app is looking amazing and it's working amazing in many ways. But I'll try
Yeah.
logging in and figuring out what's going wrong with this stage of the app right now later. But maybe we can head back to the community room and see what everyone else is up to.
All right,
I'm
Tom, I
good.
just sent you $5 of ETH, so you can submit if you want.
Okay.
All
I
right.
don't know if I can execute through the app directly, without a wallet,
Yeah, maybe.
so to speak.
All right. Let's see. So yeah, we'll head back.
You know, in a way that wallet is. We'll talk on the side. We can reconcile
Yeah.
this. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to try and sponsor gas fees or something at some point.
there you go.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I kind of have the same issue with the hats sometimes for folks claiming the hats, right? It's like some people don't have any OP, so but I digress. Cool. Congrats. It's great to have a good fractal frame.
Yeah, great to be in here with you,
See
Zal.
you
This is
all
cool.
in the
Next
morning.
level.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Oh yeah, so much more advanced than everything we're doing.
Well, we're happy to help out with all these cool tools at the ZAO Fractal. I also did just get
Yeah.
the on chain. I was able to log in, and it worked perfectly, submitting it to OrDAO. So everyone will receive their respect. Thanks everybody so much for the awesome respect game, and for everybody who can stick around. We're going to head back to the community room, and then we have the Optimism Town Hall. We can also have some casual conversation and reflections on the respect game too, if we want. There, would love to hear, for example, Tom, what you think when we go back, if you're able to stick around.
You know what? Did you actually send to the address that was in my profile? Because I should have said, send it to my Falens.eth. If you look my ENS up, you can get my real address.
All right, I can give that a shot.
Recording in progress.
And we can try and recover whatever went into this other wallet, because as soon as I get back in the swing of things, or get on my computer, I'd be able to connect. All right, so we'll see you there.
Yep. I'll see you. We can keep talking when we get back to the community room.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
everybody.
We're all switching over.
Yep. Good to see you, Rosemary and Tadas and Will. Hope you all enjoyed your respect game.
Yeah, super slick now. I love it.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, Abraham made some updates to the Fractalgram app, and Tadas made some updates to OrDAO over the break too. So, love to see how the software is improving and everything. If anyone wants to share any other reflections on the respect game, we usually start the town hall here now, but we could maybe start it in a few minutes like that. If anybody has anything you want to share, also want to welcome and introduce everybody to Tom. Tom joined for the first time, after joining the ZAO Fractal. If you'd like to share any of your reflections or experiences or feedback on your first respect game Optimism Fractal, Tom, then feel free to do so, and be happy to hear from you. Also see Tadas raise his hand too. So Tadas.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we will have to cancel these proposals and make new ones because current ones have wrong meeting number and group number. Yeah, so based on these current proposals, I will create new ones, but then we will need more votes to cancel the current ones as well. So I will share in the chat instructions more maybe for how to fix that.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you to Das. Much appreciated. And oh yeah, also if anybody does need to go, it's past the top of the hour, so feel free to head out if you'd like to. Thanks everybody so much for the great respect game, and glad you all enjoyed it. And once again, we switched to a bi-weekly schedule for Optimism Fractal, so the next Optimism Fractal respect game will be in 2 weeks, which I believe is the 23rd or 24th, somewhere around there. So thanks all, and for anybody who can stick around for the town hall, then we have some exciting topics on the agenda about our strategy and plans for 2025 that I would love to hear everybody's thoughts about. With that, I see that Tom unmuted. So Tom, if you'd like to share some thoughts here, then that's very welcome.
Well, definitely just wanted to say thank you. And I've learned a ton. You guys have so much that you've put into the project that is the overall Optimism Fractal and Optimism itself. Going to dig in. And if you could drop the links to the present, all the websites, the presentations that you sped through, Dan, I would love to have a deeper look at that. So, and I just encourage, you're welcome to slow down just a little bit and just hit some deeper topics, because it's like you have done a lot of work, a shit ton of work. And so hats off to you. What a way to start the year. So, and Abraham as well, I'm sure.
Thanks so much, Tom. I see Will and Zaal giving claps, and Rosemary and some hearts there too. So thanks so much for the kind words, and huge shout out. I appreciate the acknowledgments, and huge shout outs and appreciation for Abraham and Tadas and Rosemary and Will and Zaal and yourself too, for doing such amazing work. I'm really excited about everything you're doing. And maybe I'll slow down and try to dive in, because I have a tendency to speak a bit fast sometimes. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. And feel free to reach out with any questions if there's anything we could do to help. I appreciate you looking more into our work, and I will share the link to my presentations in the Discord. I saw you joined there, so thanks for joining. And I'll follow up with the links there, so you can dive in whenever you'd like. Also, I saw Abraham said I've got to run. Cheers. Explanation reports. I got to get to that meeting. I'll try to get the meeting number in by next meeting to DOS. Thanks for your patience. Thanks so much, Abraham. If you'd like to share any thoughts before you got to go, then feel free. But it was great to see you again, and really enjoyed it. And thanks for all the great work.